Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am Sanjida Rahman, assistant teacher of National Ideal English Version School. Today I am going to take a science class for the student of class 6. Our today's topic is chapter 8, mixture. At first, today we will discuss this chapter. Now let's go to our class. Our today's lecture number 16, teacher Sanjida Rahman. Mobile numbers this is, and today's date is 2nd May 2021. Now let's start our class. Chapter 8. The name of our chapter is mixture. In this chapter we will discuss different kinds of solution, solute and mixture. Now we use various things in our daily life. Some of them are pore and some are mixture. Again, among the mixtures, some are solutions, some are suspensions, and some of them are colloids. Now let's discuss lesson number 1, mixture and solution. In our class we know about different kinds of things, that some are mixture, some are solution, and some are colloid. So whatever we prepare, what is mixture? So whatever we prepare by mixing more than one different substances or items are called mixture. Again I repeat, what is mixture? We prepare by mixing more than one different substances or items are called mixture. So when we take 1 glass of water, then we pour 1 teaspoon sugar into it and give some lemon juice with the water and mix it, we make a mixture. So we call this is a sherbet. Again, when we take jhalmuri, we can make jhalmuri, like we take some puffed rice, chopped onion, take some chickpeas, take some chili, then we mix it again together, and we also make a mixture, and this is one kind of mixture. And when we take a juice, it is also one kind of mixture. These two mixtures are different from one another, because when we make a juice we cannot separate water, sugar and lemon juice or orange juice from the mixture, but when we make a jhalmuri, we can separate puffed rice, onion, chili and chickpeas from one another. So this is two kind of mixture, but both of them are mixture. The mixture whose components are distributed evenly and whose components cannot be easily separated from one another are called solution or homogeneous mixture. Again I repeat, the mixtures whose components are distributed evenly and whose components are not be easily separated from one another are called solution or homogeneous mixture, like lemon juice or orange juice. To know about the heterogeneous mixture: 1 bowl cereal, puffed rice, chickpeas, then onion, chopped onion, grilled chili, tomato, etc. Prepare hot puffed rice mixture by mixing all of the elements mentioned above together. Can you separate the ingredients of this mixture easily? Yes, it is possible to separate one elements of the mixture from the other quite easily. That means the mixture whose components are not distributed uniformly in the mixture and the components can be easily separated from one another are heterogeneous mixture. Now we know that two kinds of mixture, one is homogeneous mixture and another is heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture means the mixture whose components are not distributed uniformly in the mixture and the components can be easily separated from one another are heterogeneous mixture. Now lesson number 3 to 4, solute and solvent. Water dissolves the sugar and the sugar is dissolved by water. The components that remains more in quantity, that is the component which dissolves the other component. The component that dissolves the other components is called solvent, and the components that are dissolved by the solvent are called solute. Like when we make a juice or orange juice or lemon juice, the things which the components that dissolves the other components like sugar or salt, it is called solvent, and the components that are dissolved by the solvent are called solute. The solute means solute are like sugar or salt. So here is the solution equals to solute plus solvent. In the case of the sugar juice, the solvent is water and the solute is sugar. Now, water is solution. Like the sugar juice described above, the solutions in which water is used as a solvent are called watery solution. In most of the case, we take water as a solution. Without water, we cannot. We can take also acetone, spirit, ether, and as a solvent. Concentration of the solution, diluting and concentrated solution. Now we can found mixture solution two types. One is dilutive and another is concentrated. Like when we make two juice, like one is lemon juice and another is ripe mango juice like fruto or other things, we found that the juice which we make by the ripe mango like fruto or other things, this is very concentrated, and when we make juice with lemon or orange, we think that this solution is dilutive. That means we found two kinds of solution like concentrated solution and dilutive solution. The solution is called dilutive or concentrated depending upon the concentration level of the solution. So now let us make solutions of different concentration. To make concentrated and dilutive solution and differentiated them, required accessories: 2 glass beakers, a stirrer, measuring flask, spoon, sugar and water. Procedure: clean the 2 beaker by washing. Take 100 milliliters of drinking water in beaker. Using a measuring flask, pour 1 spoon of sugar in one beaker and 3 spoons of sugar in the other one and stir them gently. Now test the sweetness of the solution of the sugar juice by taking 1 spoon from each beaker. So the majority of the chemical substances are injurious to human body, so it is not wise solution. So the beaker in which 3 spoons of sugar were added has the mixture that tastes sweeter. Like sugar juice, out of the 2 solutions of the same volume, the solution which one has comparatively more amount of solute is called concentrated solution, and the other solution which is comparatively less amount of solute is called dilutive solution. Again, we can make 2 kinds of solution using water and sugar. In one beaker we put 1 teaspoon sugar and another beaker we put 3 teaspoons sugar, and if we take water or juice from this first beaker, we found that the solution is not so much sweet like the third one, and with second one, when we take the water from the beaker which we poured 3 teaspoons sugar, we found that this solution is more sweeter. So we can found these 2 kinds of solution like dilutive solution and concentrated solution. The solution which the solution with less amount of water is concentrated solution, and the beaker in which the amount of water is more will be less sweet, and we may call this dilutive solution. Now to make colored water solution of different concentrations and to differentiate it between concentrated and dilutive solution, require accessories: 3 test tube holder, measuring flask, spoon, copper sulfate and water. Procedure: take 3 clean test tube. Now place the test tube in a test tube holder one after another. Take 5 milliliters of water in each test tube using a measuring flask. Now add in the first test tube 1 spoon, in the second test tube 2 spoons, and in the third and the other 3 spoons of copper sulfate. Then shake the test tubes well till the grains of copper sulfate are comparatively dissolved. Again, set the test tubes in the test tube holder at their own place before. That means the solution have become more concentrated from diluting with the increase of amount of copper sulfate. So the color of the things which have 3 teaspoon copper sulfate, it is more colorful. The beaker which have 2 teaspoon copper sulfate, it is less colorful than the third one, and the first one which have only 1 teaspoon copper sulfate, it is very light color. So the concentration of the solution is depending on the solute which is given. You can now differentiate it between diluted and concentrated solution by preparing a solution of potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate in the same method. Now again we discuss solute dissolved in is less than the maximum amount of solute the solvent can dissolve. The solution will be unsaturated solution. So solubility. Solubility, the amount of solute requires to make a saturated solution at a particular temperature by any solvent of 100 gram is called the solubility of that solute in the solvent. It is seen by experiment that 100 gram water can dissolve a maximum 36 gram of salt at 25 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the solubility of salt is 336 gram. Again, the solubility of sugar at 25 degrees Celsius is 211.4 gram. That means when the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, only 36 gram of salt can be soluble in 100 gram water, and when the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, then 211.4 gram sugar can be soluble in 100 gram water. Here temperature is also relevant. Liquid solution. Now we can make different kinds of solution like liquid solution. The solution in which the liquid is used as a solvent and solid as a solute is liquid solid solution, and the solvent, if the solvent and solute both are liquid, then that solution is called liquid solution. Like when we make orange juice or lemon juice, it is one kind of liquid solution. Like we take 1 glass of water, then we pour them orange juice or lemon juice, it is then we mix it, it is a one kind of mixture and it is a liquid solution. Now liquid gas solution. Most of us know about Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Sprite. When we open this the can, we found that one kind of gases came out from the can and it is making sounds like hissing, and bubbles came out from that things. So we know that these things like Coca-Cola, 7-Up or soft drinks, the gaseous substance is carbon dioxide. The liquid the things which came out from the can like bubbles or making sound hissing, it is one kind of gas, and this the name of this gas is carbon dioxide, so which is dissolved in the liquefied state in the soft drinks. This carbon dioxide gas converted into liquid, and it is giving pressure to get inside into the soft drinks can. Therefore we can say that the soft drinks are example of liquid gas solution. So we can found liquid solution example in our when we use soft drinks like Coca-Cola, 7-Up. When we open this, that sound making and bubbles came out, this is one kind of gas like Coca-Cola, and this gas converted into liquid state and mixed with the soft drinks, and this is the liquid gas solution. Now we know that most of the some animals living in the under the water, and they take also oxygen, like fish, like crocodile, they live under the water. How can they get oxygen? They get oxygen from the water, and when we moving water, the oxygen, gaseous form of the oxygen mixed with the water, and the water the animals who living in under the water, they get oxygen from the water. The creatures living in water takes the oxygen that is dissolved in liquefied state in the water. Then the water of large river stream, channel or other water bodies is a kind of liquid gas solution. Formalin is a solution of water and formaldehyde gas. The effect of temperature on the solution. To observe the effect of the temperature on the solution, required accessories: 1 beaker, strainer, tripod stand, wire net, one balance, salt, water and speed lamp. Procedure: use the balance to take 100 gram water in a clean beaker, adding salt to in little amount and continue to stir. Stop adding salt when the added salt is no more dissolving. Now place the beaker on the wire net kept over the tripod and apply heat at the bottom of the beaker by the speed lamp and continue to stir the solution. In this way, with the heating up of the solution for some time, the entire salt will be dissolved. When we giving heat, then the entire salt will be dissolved. Then it can be said that the solubility of salt in water has been increased due to increase of temperature. When we give temperature, the salt become soluble in the water. Lesson 8 to 9, Universal Solvent. We know that water is our life, and water is a universal solvent. Water is the only universal solvent found so far. Water can dissolve innumerable inorganic substances except calcium carbonate, silica, etc. It can dissolve many organic substances too. For example, spirit, acetone, acetic acid. It can also dissolve gaseous substance. So water can dissolve innumerable inorganic substances and also dissolve gaseous substances. That's why water is called universal solvent. Now, making homogeneous mixture and separating the components. For this, 1 beaker, measuring flask, spoon, stir, 4 watch glasses, glucose, water, wire net, tripod stand and speed lamp. Using a measuring flask, take 200 milliliter of a different amount may be taken. Water in the well cleaned beaker. Now add 4 to 5 spoon of glucose in the beaker and stir gently. Let us see by testing whether the mixture prepared with the glucose and water is a homogeneous mixture. Divide the entire mixture into 4 portions and keep them in 4 watch glasses. Take weight of each watch glass individually using the balance and write down the weight. Now place the watch glass individually on the wire net over the tripod and apply heat with the help of burning speed lamp to dry up the entire water. Again, take weight of each watch glass individually when they cool down. Calculate the mass of the glucose in each glass by subtracting the second weight from the first weight of each watch glasses. Yes, the obtained glucose in each watch glasses is of the same mass. Hence, it can be said that the mixture of water and glucose was a homogeneous mixture. What is vaporization? What is vaporization? The process in which heat is applied to a liquid to convert it to vapor state is called vaporization. Again, I repeat. The process in which heat is applied to a liquid to convert it to vapor state is called vaporization. Now, in this chapter, the grains of salt have been dissolved in the water while the heavy dust particles pile up at the bottom of the beaker. On the other hand, the light minute dust particles are floating on the surface of the water. That is, the darts or impurities are not uniformly distributed in the water. That the mixture is a heterogeneous mixture of salt, water and impurities. We take one beaker and give some salt into this beaker and also some other things, and when we mix them and we sedimentation them, then we found that the minority salt are floating in the water. That means it is a heterogeneous mixture because all the salt cannot dissolve in the water. Now we discuss this process, the separating the particles of soil to make pure salt from impure salt. The heterogeneous mixture of impure salt, strainer, tripod stand, wire net, funnel, filter paper, stand with ring water. Procedure. At first, take a filter paper and fold it into 4 equal parts. Next, set it in the funnel, keeping 3 folds at one side and on 1 fold at the other side as shown in the figure. Shock the filter paper slightly with water so that the filter paper do not get displaced. Place the funnel in the ring attached to the stand as shown in the figure. Keep a beaker under the funnel. Now pour the heterogeneous mixture of impure salt slowly on the filter paper. Wait until all the clean water drains out of the funnel. Now dry up the entire water by placing the beaker of pure saline water on the wire net over the tripod stand and applying heat at the bottom of the beaker with the help of burning spirit lamp. Now, this process of separating the particles of soil from mixture of soil and water by filter paper is called filtration. So, filtration is such a process by which solid substances can be separated from heterogeneous mixture of solid and liquid. So, what is filtration? Filtration is such a process by which solid substances can be separated from the heterogeneous mixture of solid and liquid. All the impurities of the impure salt taken at the beginning was entirely eliminated by filtration with a filter paper. Now, making crystal of salt from saline water. Here is the experiment. This process of making the crystals of the salt is called crystallization. You do this experiment at your home and you also found that you can make a salt crystal. So, at this, granulated salt accumulate quickly surrounding the added salt. Proceed doing pure water from the saline water. How can we get pure water from saline water? Like when flood or different kinds of natural disaster attack us and our pure water become polluted, and when we get water from the sea, how can we get this salty water converted into pure water? For doing this, you have to do this experiment. And after this experiment, you will found pure water from the saline water. So, the condensed water continues to accumulate in the acceptor flux in drops. So, we see that to make pure water from any mixture of water, we are to apply 2 procedures. One of these is vaporization and the other one is condensation. So, how can we get saline water? How can we get pure water from the saline water? In 2 ways. One is vaporization and other one is condensation. Suspension and colloids. To make suspension, we need required accessories: 1 glass, a spoon, mud of soil and water. Procedure: take a glass and fill 2/3 portion of it with water. Add 1 spoonful mud of soil to the water of the glass and stir gently. Leave the mixture for some while. Some more small particles of the soil have gathering at the bottom, but the water does not look comparatively transparent or clear. Still then, some small particles remain in floating condition in the water. This type of mixture of soil and water form which the components are partially separated is called as suspension. Similarly, the mixture obtained by adding fine chalk powder or flour with water and stirring gently are also suspension. The antibiotic or antacid suspension which we use also become partially separated when kept at rest and form sedimentation at the bottom of the bottle. This is why these bottles are to be shake well before use. When we take antibiotic or antacid, before taking this medicine, we shake the bottle very well, because the ingredients, the medicine ingredients are concentrated under the bottle when we keep the medicine rest and the water is remaining on the upper side of the medicine. That's why before taking this medicine you need to shake the bottle very well so that the solution can mix well with the water. Now the components of heterogeneous mixture can be identified and separated easily. In case of suspension, although the components can be identified but cannot be separated easily, and in case of solution, the components cannot be identified and cannot be separated easily. So in case of solution, the components cannot be identified and cannot be separated easily, but in heterogeneous mixture we can identify and separate the elements from the mixture. Now colloid. What is colloid things? If it is kept at rest, it will never gather as sedimented, that is called colloid. When we if it is kept at rest, it will never gather as sediment, that is called colloid. The existing components of a colloid are not dissolved into one another but remain scattered. In colloid, the main component or the component which is more in amount is called continuous phase, and which remains less in amount is called dispersed phase. Milk is a colloid. We know that milk is one kind of mixture. In the milk we found fat and it is called colloid because the small particles of fat which is dispersed phase remains scattered in water. Continuous phase which is not seen by naked eye but with the help of a microscope. When we take one glass of milk, we found that the fat things are moving and they are floating in the milk, and this is the dispersed fat is dispersed phase and water is the continuous phase of this colloid. Then where small water particles remain scattered in air, when we see any fog, we also found that small water particles remain scattered in the air. Aerosol is one kind of colloid where liquid particles of insect killers float in the air. Aerosol is one kind of colloid like insect killer medicine is floating in the air. Usually the size of the existing floating particles is 1 to 1000 nanometer. Again, if the size of the particle is 1 micrometer or more, the mixture is no colloid but convert into suspension. My dear students, I hope today you understand our class. You will study this chapter attentively at your home and read the exercise also. Hope you can understand. Till then, keep well. Assalamu alaikum.